In this example, we have an object that is being pulled by two different forces in two different directions that are opposite of each other. We have one force pulling with 50 newtons to the left and one force pulling with 20 newtons to the right. And the object has a mass of 5 kilograms. Now the question is, what is the acceleration of this object? To solve this problem, we're going to be using the IC method, which is going to be identify, set up, execute, and evaluate. So first, let's go ahead and identify a few things. We are given a force in two different directions. So we can say this is force positive and force negative. Let me go ahead and redo that so it looks a little bit better. Now when we do this, we need to identify our directions. We'll go ahead and label this direction as our positive direction. So our force positive is going to be 20 newtons, and our force negative is going to be a negative 50 newtons. Now another thing we need to know is some sort of equation that will relate the acceleration and the forces and the masses that we have. And that's going to be Newton's second law. So for this problem, we're going to use F net is equal to ma. So now let's go ahead and set up the problem. Is our next step. So we have for F net, which is going to be combining all the forces that we have F plus F minus is going to equal to ma. So simply, if we're looking for the acceleration of this object, we have A is equal to F plus F minus divided by m. So now we finished setting up the problem. All we have to do now is the next step of E, to go ahead and execute. This is basically just doing the math. So if we plug in the values that we have for A, this is what we get. We get acceleration is equal to 20 plus a negative 50 divided by 5, which equals negative 30 divided by 5, which then equals negative 6. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the units real quick. So as you can see, for our next step of evaluating, as we look at the units, we can go ahead and cross out the kilograms, and we have a negative 6 meters over second squared, which equals acceleration. And this checks out. Since there is a stronger force pulling towards the left, our acceleration should be towards the left, which is indicated by the minus sign.